Question, we're going to have a look at using the rules of logarithms that I've listed here on top of this template that I've sort of made, which tells you the way logarithms work. So we can move the base forwards, like 10 is moved forwards here. We can bring what's on the right hand side as a power, like it's done here, and that's equal to what's inside of the logarithm. Great, so let's have a go at using that. How we do this question here is we actually reverse the multiplication rule, and we separate this into log base 3 of 9 plus log base 3 of x. Because when you add logarithms together and the base is the same, it multiplies what's inside of the logarithm. The reason we do that is because according to our template, we know that if we move things around, the base goes forward. So 3 to the power of, well, what we're trying to find is a power. So let's call it a, is equal to what's inside of the logarithm 9. And so we get a is equal to 2, meaning log base 3 of 9 is just 2. So why that helps is we can now replace this with 2. And in the beginning of the question, it tells us log base 3 of x is equal to a. So we can now replace this with a. So separating it into addition of logarithms, we were able to use the fact that log base 3 of x equals a. We can do something similar here. Because it's the division of logarithms, we can separate this into subtraction using this subtraction rule. So this is equal to log base 3 of x to the power of 5. Take away log base 3 of 81. Great. Now, there's actually one more log rule, which I didn't mention here, that is useful in this case, which is that when there's a power involved with logarithms, you can bring that power forward as a coefficient, just like I've done here. So here there's a power involved of 5. We can bring that 5 forward as a coefficient, so this becomes 5 log base 3 of x. And then here, well, 3 to the power of 4 equals 81. So this would just be 4. Again, if you'd like me to show you how this works, if we make this equal to, let's say, b, and you want to find what the actual value of b is. Like before, you bring the base forwards, like it's brought here. What's on the right hand side becomes a power, so b becomes a power, and it becomes equal to what's inside of the logarithm, like it is here, 81. And then we get that b has to be 4, because 3 to the power of 4 is 81. Great. Once again, we can now replace log base 3 of x with a, and we can say this is equal to 5a minus 4. Great, that's all we have to do for this question. Now moving on to solving logarithms, it asks us to solve all of this equal to 3. You might notice that this is practically similar to the format that was given in parts A and B, and we can use that. We can say that this is equal to 2 plus a. The first term, by the way, is 2 plus a, and you add on to that this whole second term, which we simplified as 5a minus 4, and that's all equal to 3. Let's solve for a, but before you do that, you have to simplify by collecting like terms. So a plus 5a is 6a, 2 take away 4 is minus 2, that's all equal to 3. Add 2 to both sides, so 6a is equal to 5. Divide both sides by 6, so a equals 5 over 6. 5 over 6, that is. Perfect. Now that we've got to that, it's asking us to solve for x. But because we know log base 3 of x is equal to a, this a value that we found, let's write that out. Log base 3 of x, which we're trying to find, is equal to a, which is 5 over 6. And here is where you can use that template again. So just a little tip, whenever there's a log on only one side of the equation and you want to solve the equation, you always want to use this sort of template that I've created. So you bring the base forwards, you bring 3 forwards. What's on the right hand side becomes a power, so 5 over 6 becomes a power, and that's all equal to what's inside of the logarithm x. The rest of it you can just put into your calculator. So I'm just going to quickly do that. 3 to the power of 5 over 6 is equal to 2.498. Let's say 2.5. Actually, sorry, 4 significant figures. So let's say 2.498. Yeah. Perfect, that's it for this question. If you have any questions, please do let me know in the comments. Otherwise, please like the video if you enjoyed it. Be sure to subscribe. I'll upload a new video every single day. And yeah, I've linked my email in the description too. If you have any tutoring inquiries, be sure to reach out. I look forward to it. Bye.